Hello and welcome back to another episode of Leading You. I have a question for you. Who are you really? You're a leader, a doer, you show up for your team, your clients, your family. But pause with me for a moment and ask, who are you when the titles, the job, and the roles fall away? Who are you when no one is watching? I was listening to a podcast recently, and women CEOs and board members were asked the question, who are you as a person? And can you guess how they answered that question? About 90% of the people I listened to. They answered it with a chronological history of their career, of the titles they've held, the roles that they've done, and there was nothing about them as a person. And it really got me thinking, how would I answer that question? If someone asked me, who are you as a person? What would I say? And of course, with the benefit of hindsight, I would tell people who I am as a person. And that, I'm passionate, I'm energetic, I'm a huge animal lover, and I'm very passionate about welfare for animals. I donate to that cause. It's my number one thing. I love movies. I love hanging out with friends. I love good food and good wine, and I adore going to movies. And most of all, I adore absolutely going and immersing myself into new cultures and experiencing how other people live and traveling and seeing the world. I mean, that's just part of who I am, of course, because you can go into the personal roles that you play. You're a wife, you're a mother, you're a grandparent, you're a friend, a sister, a brother, husband, partner, whatever that looks like. But I think we really need to start connecting to who we are at the core a lot more, because many of us know what we do, but fewer of us know who we are while we're doing it. And that is the importance of any role that we take on. It's who we become while we're doing that particular role. It's so easy to get caught up in the doing mode. I mean, we have become human doings. We are not human beings anymore because we don't give ourselves time to be and to ponder these really important questions. And when we forget about our core identity through burnout, through misalignment, there comes a time in our life where we don't even recognize ourselves anymore. I mean, I've had clients say to me, I don't know when I lost sight of who I was. I don't know when I became disconnected. And that might have been transitioning, big change, whether that be through motherhood, whether that be stepping into higher level roles or transitioning a whole lot of change, whatever that might be for you. But quite often we do forget who we are at the core, and we start attaching our identities to what we do, to our roles, and how our LinkedIn bio looks, or our wins, our CV. We start answering questions about who we are based on that. And there's an element of trying to prove ourselves and trying to prove that we're successful through, explaining ourselves in that fashion. And I think, I've shared before on this podcast where there was a moment during my career and I was climbing the corporate ladder and I was loving what I was doing. But there was a time where I was sitting around a table and I didn't really like who I was anymore. I was playing a game that was not aligned to who I truly was, that was not aligned to my values. I remember stepping away and looking at myself in the bathroom mirror, and I'm like, who even are you anymore? Who have you become? Like this ladder climbing, success driven person, which absolutely the ambition will always be there in whatever I do. But how I was behaving at that time was certainly not in alignment with how I want to behave and who I truly am at the core. Now, this may resonate with you in some form, whether that be that you've lost connection to who you truly are because you've been so caught up in the doing, the proving, the pleasing, or you may really identify with linking your identity to the job role, to the LinkedIn bio, whatever that is for you. Or you may find it really hard to answer that question. Who am I? Who am I? So if that is the case, I invite you to ponder, who are you without the job title? What do you value most? What do you believe about leadership, life, or success? And where are you out of alignment with who you truly are? And have you taken time? Have you pressed that pause button to reflect on that lately? You know, this is something that we should be doing on a frequent basis, on an ongoing basis, not just when we hit the end of the year. Because as I said before, the most important part of us doing any particular role, stepping into any challenge, is who we become in that process. Because your job title is not going to get you through life challenges. Sure, it might give you a leg up, but who you are, the resilience you have, what you stand for, is going to get you through those challenges, whether that is personal or professional, not what your CV looks like. So as a suggestion, as something, really empowering to do, what about writing a who I am statement, like a values anchor for you if you have lost sight of who you are, or if you have been through a huge life change, or if you're going through an evolution. This changes for us as we grow and as we develop. So maybe writing out a who I am statement is going to help you reconnect. Because when you remember who you are, you make decisions differently. You lead differently. You live differently. So I hope this short and sharp little episode has been helpful for you. It's certainly something I've been thinking about since I listened to those podcasts and the question, who are you as a person? So thank you for tuning in. And if you've loved this episode, I would really love for you to write a review or give me a rating. And please share this with someone that you think will benefit. So thank you again for tuning in, and I'll be back in your ears again soon.